What's going on, everyone? John here. Wanted to jump on, talk a little bit about liver health. Okay, if you're interested in liver health, if you want to jump on the call, just request the call. And I'm just gonna share with you what I've learned the last couple of years. Today, I just completed my 60th round of liver cleanse. Completed my 60th round of liver cleanse. I want you guys to learn a little bit about how you can improve the condition of your liver while you're relatively young and healthy. Because most of you are so negligent on your health. You push it off like it's not important. And until the things are so severe and dire in your situation, you can't turn the situation around. So liver health, what is the liver? Liver is the largest internal organ that you have. It filters 250 gallons of blood every single day, close to 1,000 liters. Now, if you're an athlete, that throughput value is going to be much, much higher. Think of your liver like a filter, just like the filter of your car. Okay, you have multiple filters in your car. You have a fuel filter, and you also have an oil filter. Well, in the physical body, your physical body right now, you have the liver and you have the kidneys. The liver has a much bigger responsibility. It's filtering about 250 gallons of blood. Your kidneys are only doing about 50 gallons of blood, which is about a fifth. Unfortunately, if your liver is in trouble, it's going to put that much more pressure on your kidneys to perform, and you don't want that. What you guys got to do is recognize that there are things that you can do to improve the condition of your liver right now. Okay? But you first need to study human physiology. What exactly is the liver? You got the liver, you got the common bile duct, you have the cystic duct that is connected to the gallbladder. Coming down a little bit further, you have your pancreas, the pancreatic ducts, all the way down to the duodenum, which is the very first part of your small intestines. Why is understanding your human physiology so important? You got to know the components of your digestive system, of that biliary tree. Okay, there's so much congestion that can take place within your gallbladder. Many of you probably heard people have opted for that gallbladder surgery. They get the gallbladder removed. It's a very common procedure in the United States. I think 1.2 million surgeries per year, something like that. I mean, it's a very big industry all over the world. People, you have a congested gallbladder. If you have a congested gallbladder, that means you're going to have a congested bile duct. Over time, you're going to have fluid buildup inside the liver. If you have fluid buildup inside the liver, when they run some blood tests, they're going to say, oh, you're in a particular stage of liver failure. Then they're going to send you down to some specialists, maybe do some scans, maybe say, oh, we're looking at some cysts that's taking place inside the liver, and we're going to find out if it's going to be a tumor, going to be a benign or malignant. Now they're going to say you have cancer. There are different stages of liver failure, you guys understand. You have a healthy liver, and the liver goes down to liver, I would say, fibrosis. Okay, I know it will first become a fatty liver. First you have a healthy liver, then it's going to be non-alcoholic fatty liver, then it's going to be liver fibrosis, then it's going to be liver cirrhosis. We're all at different stages of multiple organ failure. That's what aging actually is. When you're dealing with aging, when you're dealing with health, it's about the condition of your internal organs, the condition of your liver and kidneys. There are filters in your body. They're filtering your blood, right? 24/7, 365. And as your liver is getting congested with bullshit because you haven't taken care of your liver and you don't know how to clean up your liver, it's going to get worse over time. Healthy liver, non-alcoholic fatty liver, liver fibrosis, liver cirrhosis. And before you know it, your blood viscosity is going to go up. Then you're going to have all sorts of different problems, ranging from edema, ascites, chronic inflammation in your joints. It will be rheumatoid arthritis. It shows up in many different ways. You got to major on the majors. I always think about, hey, it's got to be more than just eating right, calorie counting, getting your exercises done, It's about learning human physiology. You got to learn the components of your internal organs and how they work together and how you can improve upon your internal organs right now. While you're relatively young and healthy, you need to have the presence of mind, and maybe you go down to the ICU sometime so you can actually see those type of patients in the ICU. Most patients in the ICU, they're there because of chronic diseases that they've neglected. They've neglected their performance of their internal organs. Now, recently I did the 60th round of liver cleanse, and I can just tell you that there's still many gallstones that are trapped inside the gallbladder. You guys seem to find a way. Hey Wayne, how's it going? So I want you guys to focus on your health and learn about how you can get the gallstones out of your gallbladder. And not only that, there are intrahepatic stones that are also in the liver. Hey, 12007, we got a lot of shy people in here. Yep, don't be shy, okay? I'm just talking about liver health, how you can improve the condition of your liver. Now, when you're dealing with liver cleanses, many people say you need to take a supplement to improve the condition of your liver. I just want to tell y'all, just taking a supplement will not be enough. There's a lot of congestion that is in your gallbladder right now that needs to be released. There's also a lot of intrahepatic stones inside the liver that need to be released. Thankfully, you have these things called intrahepatic ducts that go inside the liver. When you're working on getting the congestion out of the liver, they're all going to funnel through those intrahepatic ducts, and they're going to be connected to the common bile duct. The common bile duct is connected to the duodenum, which is the very beginning part of your small intestines. Everything is interconnected. You got to understand the chart. You got to understand human physiology, so that if you ever embark on any type of liver cleanse, you know what you're doing. You know what's taking place every step of the way. So nothing that I share, it's professional medical advice, the diagnosis or treatment. I'm coming from a practitioner standpoint. This is not theory. You need to find a way to improve the condition of your liver as soon as possible while you're relatively young and healthy. What's going on? And Michael, if you have any questions regarding health, just let me know. We got people coming in and out, popping in and out, kind of shy. Don't be shy. Yeah, I'm just rendering videos here. If you guys have questions for me, just ask your questions. I want you guys to do whatever you can to learn more about your health, but also have the courage to do some of these detox protocols if you're called to do it. It's not for everybody, and I recognize that. Hey, I'm just sharing information that could be helpful for people that are out there, because it's kind of like you're leveling up your character. It is a video game. Life is a video game. You're leveling up your character as you go along, and you're going to find information, and you're going to compile information, mix and match information that's going to work for your body. And that works with nutrition, right? That works with different workout, modalities that are out there. There isn't like a one size fit all. But there are common denominators that's going to be true for everybody. If you want vibrant health, there are a couple of things I would pay attention to. Number one, do you have proper urination? If you're not drinking enough water, if you don't have proper urination, you're in trouble. Next, do you have proper bowel movements on a daily basis? Are you going to the bathroom regularly every single day? If you're not, you're in trouble. Next, are you sweating on a regular basis? Do you find the time to do some type of exercise, and you go to the sauna, or you get some vibration plates? Get into some physical activity that's going to make you sweat, because you got to get your lymphatic system to drain. Next, you got to be eating nutritionally, and those are just some of the basics. If you want to go to the next level up in your personal health, it's going to be a lot about improving the condition of your internal organs. That's how it's going to be. Instead of saying, I have a heart problem over here, you have to think about what is the synergistic, okay? Maybe there are some imbalances taking place in the pancreas, imbalances because I have a congested gallbladder, so you're not getting enough bile. What about the liver? The liver is a detoxifier, right? It's got over 500 different functions. It is a storage of vitamins and minerals, also storage for glycogen. So it also regulates blood sugar levels to an extent, in a conjunction with the pancreas, right? So when people are dealing with diabetes, I don't just think, oh, we just got to take insulin. That's dumb. Think about the organ that is responsible for insulin production, which is the pancreas. And if you have any type of blockages in the pancreatic ducts, most people, they have one pancreatic duct, that's the worst one, and yet some people, they have another one on top, that's called the Santorini. And these are all things that you guys can learn. There are charts, there are pictures that you can look at, and you can understand. You don't want to be that guy or gal and go into the hospital and they throw up them charts. I don't care if it's a CAT scan, an X-ray, MRI. You don't know what you're looking at. Of course, you're going to be in a lot of fear. And that's how they get you. They get you because of your ignorance. They get you because of your negligence and your fear. Now they're going to upgrade you and upscale you to the next set of procedures, tests, and specialists. That's how the game is played. I don't know how else to explain this to y'all. Okay, so when you are young, relatively healthy, you need to be upgrading your health, upgrading your knowledge regarding health, upgrading your knowledge regarding internal organs and how you can improve upon them. So this past year, last couple of years, I've improved not just my small and large intestines. I've also improved my condition of my health by eliminating internal parasites. Next part is about eliminating, getting the gallstones out of the gallbladder and the intrahepatic stones out the liver. Next, congestion could take place inside the kidneys as well. And that's the next thing I'm working on right now. I'm working on it very consistently. How's it going, Joe V? I'm just explaining liver and kidney health. But if you want to join the call, don't be shy. Get on the call, okay? So, I wanted to say there are so many things that you can do to improve the condition of your health. And you need to take steps towards it. So for the kidney detox, I'm using some herbs. Okay, these are just all natural herbs you can get, and you can find many of them at a local, herb shop. And many of these herbs, they're used for cooking, they're used for flavors, they're very, very safe. Of course, not professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment. You guys gotta look up Andreas Moritz. His last name is spelled M-O-R-I-T-Z. He wrote a couple of books regarding liver and gallbladder health, but he also has other chapters within his book that teaches people how they can improve the condition of their kidneys. Now we're talking. Now you can see your body just improve year over year. And while everybody else is getting older and older, somehow you're still vibrantly healthy. Your skin is getting better. You have more energy, you sleep better, you don't have nasal congestion, and that's what everybody wants, right? You need to have vibrant health. If you want to achieve your goals, dreams, and desires, I don't know how you're going to get it done without vibrant health. Most people think, oh, I can have really good insurance, the doctors take good care of me. Listen, the doctors can't even take care of themselves. You think they're going to fix you? They have so many patients. They're so bound with time. They're just going to ask you a couple of different questions. They're going to say, what type of symptoms are you getting right now? And it's either going to be medications, they're going to send you down to a specialist, or further testing for different procedures that are out there. It could be some of them very, very serious, right? They're going to cut you up open, and there's a lot of risk. Rather than doing that, I'm very grateful. I'm still on the hunt. I'm always on the hunt for great information when it comes to health, because I've seen too much. Okay, I've seen it with my own family members. I've been to the hospitals way too many times, more than I want to be there. And it's not even for myself. I didn't even go because my health was, it's because maybe other family members, they have some health issues. That's why I go. And I start to see what the hell is going on. You guys understand? And many of y'all, you have so much faith in the medical industrial complex. It's unbelievable. I don't know how you have that kind of faith. In light of what has transpired the last couple of years, you still have that kind of faith? God damn. That's all I gotta say. Yeah, I'm just rendering videos here. You know, upload videos, download videos, upload videos. That's part of my routine, right? But I'm also getting a little bit better at, hey, making these presentations, you know, and learning as I go. That's part of the progress, right? There was a time I didn't even want to go live. I didn't want to explain shit to people. But now it's like, well, it's kind of like very necessary for me to improve my communication skills, and that's why I do this. I do it for selfish reasons, man. That's what I do it for. Improve my communication skills, get my name out there, you know. And even if I don't help anybody with this, I've actually helped a lot of people with this already. Believe it or not, I've helped a lot of people with their digestive health. Not just people in the West, people in the East. I've taught this program to people here in Taiwan, many people here in Taiwan, Malaysia, Singapore. Also, I sent this program translated in Arabic. I know this stuff works, okay, categorically works. You need to first improve your digestive health. That's where everything begins. If you want to improve your liver health, you have to do this in stages. You can't just be like, I want to jump into liver cleanse. You don't even know about your digestive system and you want to jump into liver health. Slow down. Get your small and large intestines combined, completely cleaned out on a regular basis so you can restore your microbiome, okay? A lot of people, maybe been thrown down a lot of antibiotics, corticosteroids. That's going to cause a lot of disruptions in your digestive system. You need to replenish all that. You need to restore all that. Then you would think about, okay, how do I improve my gallbladder health? How do I improve the liver health? How to improve the kidney health, right? Work your way up. Work your way up through the stages. That's what I would recommend. Of course, not professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment. You guys are on your own, okay? I don't know who's gonna watch these videos. I'm just uploading these videos. It's kind of like little nuggets of gold that people collect, right? On their health journey. Maybe they come across this video and they come across another video, or they come across some content. They're piecing the puzzle together. And that's what recovering your health journey is all about. And I'm very grateful I've completed 60 rounds of liver cleanse. Now, before I had a lot of rheumatoid arthritis, I had joint problems, okay? People don't think about joint problems. Maybe they're much older. Maybe they're in the 50s and 60s. They're starting to get these chronic joint problems. You don't have to be very old to get joint problems. And it's not from sports injuries. It is from chronic inflammation that is showing up in your blood. When your filters are not working correctly, your liver and your kidneys, when those two organs are not working correctly, your blood viscosity is going to go up. You guys understand? Something bad is going to happen to your blood, and all that inflammation, it has to go somewhere. And for many people, it's going to end up in their joints. And some people, their joints, their fingers, or even their toes, they just get very, very, I would say, they get bigger and bigger. They look inflamed. They constantly look inflamed. And they don't go down, right? So when you're looking at any type of edema, swelling of the feet, you're looking at ascites, you're looking at excess fluid retention, water retention, that has to do with liver, that has to do with kidneys, every single time. And when your kidneys are shot, what do? They're gonna send you on dialysis. So piecing the puzzle together is gonna be a lot more difficult if you don't begin early while you're relatively young and healthy. When you are in chronic pain, you're in a jam, and the doctors, they don't have time to look through all your shit, all right? Because they have so many patients out there. They're just gonna send you down that path of either corticosteroids, it will be antibiotics, painkillers. It will be a combination of these things. And most of these drugs, they are produced using petrochemicals. You've heard it right. They're used from petroleum. They're created through petroleum. So that means when you're dealing with products that are made from petrochemicals, your liver has to process that garbage. And now you're in it again. Now you're even taxing your organs even more. And that's what they want. That's what the system wants. The system wants you to be on a detour that you can never get out. And while you're in this detour, they're going to extract every penny out of you. That's what they do best. That's what they do best. When you have a couple of medications, these medications, they will give you side effects. But don't worry, they're going to give you more medications to counter the side effects. And while you're on those medications, they're going to have more side effects. That's how the system is engineered. And it's already 2025. And most of y'all are still sitting there like, this is not important. Like, this could never happen to you. Listen, as much detoxing that I'm doing, I'm on the offensive and the defensive, right? I need to continue to improve. And the way to do that is I need to be reaching out. I need to be reading more books, talk to other doctors. Man, recently I came across this book. This lady, she basically had a near-death experience. And from that near-death experience, she pulled herself back. Hey, what's going on, Harriet? Good to see you. If you have any questions regarding health, liver health, you can either jump on the call with me right now, maybe go through some things, talk about liver health. I just explained a whole bunch of stuff earlier, talked about liver and kidney anatomy, and whatever you guys want to talk about. So my question for y'all is, what are you doing in 2025? Okay, what have you done so far? It's about to be May. It is April 28th today. All right, what have you done so far to improve the condition of your health on a consistent basis? Are you, at the very least, are you going out for walks? Are you walking? Many people, you're not getting enough steps in every single day. You're living a very sedentary lifestyle, eating frozen pizzas, chomping down some DiGiorno's, lean pockets, that microwave lifestyle, Haagen-Dazs ice cream, Netflixing your way. You're not going to Netflix your way to vibrant health, I'll tell you that. Oh, you guys. So, I'm just here rendering videos, y'all. If you guys want to jump on the call, feel free. If you have any questions for me, don't be shy. Yeah, I want to get more people on the call with me. There are a lot of great people. I'm connected to a lot of wonderful people on this page, okay? People that are extremely intelligent, the people that have the results, people that know what they're talking about. So I want to get on these conversations with them and just ask them, hey, what are they saying in 2025? What are some of their roadblocks or areas of concern, right? And navigating through health, through anything is a difficult challenge. And we want to put our heads together because every last one of us, we see something unique, something different, different aspect to the challenge. And as we put our heads together, we're going to see a broader picture. Maybe some people, they've gotten a lot of big breakthroughs with their health in one specific area. They can show us the way, right? Like, I made a lot of improvements in my own personal health the last couple of years. I try to share this with my own family members, and some of them, I'm very, very grateful. Listen, in this area, I've already won. If I don't make another dime doing this, I've already won. Because I really don't care. I'm just sharing this to improve my public speaking skills. That's it. All this other shit, before, my mistake was that, okay, I really wanted to help people, and that shit really backfired. Now I'm just like, you know what? I'm just doing this for selfish reasons. Improving my public speaking skills, getting myself out there. That's it. Because it's always a good thing getting yourself out there. Hey, what's going on, Samson? Samson, if you have any questions regarding health, just ask me. We talked a lot about liver health today. You can also go on live with me. Whatever you guys want to talk about, okay, concerning liver health. I've already explained a whole bunch of stuff earlier. Well, I'm very thankful for Instagram, allow us to go live. You got to take these opportunities when you can, all right? Because you don't know when they shut the shit down. So you want to be as loud as possible, get your information out there that could be helpful for other people. And when you get good information out there, it's kind of like sowing a seed for your own self, because one way or another, good people and good information is going to come your way. I think one of the reasons why I'm so blessed is because I've helped so many people out there for free. I am not joking. I've helped so many people out there for free. That's why I'm so blessed in so many different ways. You know, good people, good opportunities just come my way. Things just show up for me. I kid you guys not. So even though it hasn't been a financial success regarding my health coaching, it's come in so many different ways that I can't even count. And I'm very grateful for it. So for those of y'all, you guys are taking my program seriously, you guys are detoxing on a regular basis, you know, more power to you. Keep on doing your thing, right? But never stay stagnant. Never think that you know everything. A lot of y'all, you've done the salt flush, right? Cleaning out the small and large intestines. And a lot of y'all, you don't have the courage to go to the next step, which is the parasite cleanse. Well, that's going to limit your growth if you don't go to the next level. And a lot of y'all, you don't have the courage to do the liver and gallbladder cleanse. Well, that's going to limit you. And a lot of you don't have the courage to do the kidney detox. That's going to limit you. Every step of the game that you're in right now, your character development, recognize that there's always another level to go to. And you're not trying to compare, oh, I'm compared to me and my other friends over here, I'm doing a lot better. None of that shit matters. You have to work on yourself. Hey, what's going on, Vita Joanne? Everybody's so shy. I'm gonna wave at all of y'all, even though you guys aren't here. You know, appreciate y'all for jumping on the call, right? Holla at your boy. See, I'm always on the hunt for great information. So this book that I've been reading, okay, such a powerful book. It's called No More Tears, a physician turned patient inspired recovery, okay? So I'm going through her book, and she's also included a lot of her personal stories, you know, how she grew up, her family, and she got into a major accident. She was basically bedridden for 12 plus years. Think about that. If you had to be in bed for 12 plus years, what would you do? But throughout that process, she just continued to learn. She just continued to find what could she do to improve her own personal health, okay? She was on a pick line for many years. That is absolutely crazy. So I'm putting the pieces together, right? I'm trying to learn from her situation because I think there's so much value in just buying a book like this and just absorbing and learning what she went through, right? Because you don't know if you ever put yourself in that situation, how would you turn things around? And most people, they don't know how to turn their health around because they have so little knowledge regarding their own personal health. And this person, she's a doctor. She's a doctor. And when she was going through her situation, many doctors, they ignored her. She was telling her, listen, I'm having this problem, that problem. And she felt the cold shoulder from her own peers, okay? I'm just telling you, you don't think the life jacket is not as good as you think it is, okay? Whatever you think the life jacket is, you maybe have insurance, you think that is just you're gonna be covered if you have this. It's not like that. It is not like that. And the earlier you learn, it is not like that, and you have a healthy dose of fear. You have a very good dose of practical pessimism. If you're taking notes tonight, write down practical pessimism. Some people, they just say you just got to be optimistic. Okay, you got to see things in the light. I do agree with that. But you got to have both. You got to see the light, but you got to see the darkness of it all. Okay? But who knows? For many people out there, you're not going to get the aha moment until you're at the hospital yourself. Then you're going to be like, God damn, why didn't I listen to John earlier? Why didn't I take better care of my health? You know, that's what's going to happen to most people. Hey, what's going on, Ness? If you're going to join the call with me, please do so. If you have any questions regarding liver health, I can go over a lot of different things. Whatever you want to talk about, man. Yeah, I just share a whole bunch of stuff earlier, but just let me know. Yeah, I wish I had somebody to talk to. Okay, so there are a couple of people I want to thank. All right, so the first person I want to thank is Marta, and I want to flow before her thing was the liver flush gal, but right now her Instagram is the Flow Lab. Okay, the Flow Lab. Her name is Marta. She's amazing, and her story, her testimonial, how she recovered her health, absolutely amazing. And I still follow her. She doesn't post as much, but her liver flush knowledge, it is absolutely incredible. The other person is Elizabeth Wells. Okay, you guys want to look her up? So Elizabeth Wells, her Instagram is naturally well. Okay, and she is also an amazing coach, a practitioner in this space. I want you guys to really pray for these ladies. They know what they're talking about. As somebody who completed 60 rounds of liver cleanse, okay? I mean, I saw their Instagram pages years and years ago. And back then, I was probably 20 rounds into it. Oh, hold on. No, earlier than that. I found them when I was under 10 rounds of liver cleanse. Because a lot of this stuff, you don't know if you're just talking to a charlatan. There are many charlatans online, let me tell you. In this space, in the health space, there's so many goddamn charlatans selling some bullshit supplements. Listen, I'm always going to prioritize detoxification over supplementation. 2025, y'all. One of the detours they want to put you on is, hey, the reason why you're not achieving the health results is because you're missing the supplement. There's always another mineral that you're missing. There's always another vitamin you're missing. You're always missing this, missing that, missing this, missing that. What did you know? A lot of these supplement companies, they're also using petrochemicals as the base. You're not eating vitamin C produced in nature. You're eating ascorbic acid. Your body doesn't even know what to do with. It can't even assimilate into your body. So you guys want to look up Marta, okay, the Flow Lab, also Naturally Wells. Really diving deeper into liver cleanse protocols and how they can improve your health. Okay, they know what they're talking about. These ladies, they know what they're doing. Many people out there, they have no idea what they're doing regarding this. It is such a small, there's a handful of people. And also Adam, Ideal Day Adam, Ideal Day Adam. His name is Adam Parker, okay? So I went through his feed. Listen, he knows what he's talking about too. These three. It's going to be Marta, the Flow Lab, Elizabeth Wells, all right? Naturally Wells, and also Ideal Day Adam. His name is Adam Parker. These are the three people in this space that know what they're talking about. That's it. That's it, okay? And if I have to pick one out of the three, that would be Elizabeth Wells. When you are doing liver detox, your intuition is through the roof. When it comes to people, situations, circumstances, you just have clarity upon clarity that you won't believe. You see life in fucking 8K. You know, you can sift out bullshit thousands of miles away. And the dark occult, okay, the parasitic elite, all right, they want to keep you under a cloud of confusion. And one of the best ways they can do that is to deteriorate your health, to deteriorate your mind, your emotional state, so they can drug you down even further. That's your goal. They don't want you to be vibrantly healthy because they can control you permanently if you're always kept dependent on their drugs. Let me tell you guys an interesting story. A lot of y'all don't know. I started working in medical software at a very young age, at the age of 18. You know, straight out of high school, I was very blessed. At that time, I didn't do very well in high school with my grades, so the best thing for me to do was to go get a job. Well, thankfully, I started learning about programming in middle school. I started to code, software, websites, whatever. So I already picked up a lot of skills. So in high school, I started to learn about how to write resumes. There was a website called monster.com. Monster.com, I started to copy and learn from other people who were also on there, put on my resume. Long story short, people started to call me. I was very shocked, but it was the dot-com bubble, dot-com era. Everybody wanted, people with technical expertise. Anyway, long story short, the company that I was part of, we started in somebody's basement. It was kind of like one of these tech startups, and started in mom's basement, somebody's mom's basement. I kid you not. That's how it started in Westchester, Pennsylvania. But the small little company received huge investments from pharmaceutical companies in Durham, North Carolina, straight out of Research Triangle Park. So homeboy, I was there in Research Triangle Park, 5 minutes away from Research Triangle Park at the age of 18, till 21, 22 years old. So 3-4 years of it, I was around some of the biggest players at Research Triangle Park, Glaxo, Cardinal, okay, and people that were on staff. We were creating medical software back at that time. And we were tinkering around with AI back then. We were dealing with software that clinical decision support. I know it sounds very crazy. A lot of you will not believe this, but that's how it went down. So when I tell y'all, at the age of 18 and 19 years old, I had coworkers in their 30s, 40s, 50s, and they already told me, these pharmaceutical companies don't give a fuck about you, okay? That's what they told me. Because they already toured around Research Triangle Park a couple of times, different companies that they were at, and they said it's all about the money. It's all about the money, y'all. Companies are not out there to fix your health. They're not out there to cure anything. You guys understand? They're only there to suppress the symptoms temporarily so you can go back and buy more drugs. That's how the system is geared. And that system is not going to change, okay? I just don't think in my lifetime we're going to be able to turn and reverse this whole situation around. I'm only going to communicate with people and people who are connected to my message or the right people that are kind of on this path already. They had that mindset. They already know that, hey, the direction I'm heading right now, it is not serving me, right? So now you're looking for answers, looking for solutions that are out there. So for most of y'all, God bless you. If you're watching this video, God bless you. I just want y'all to dive a little bit deeper for your own personal health, have an accurate assessment where you're currently sitting at with your own personal health. Continue to learn, read books on human physiology, so you know what you're dealing with. If you're ever at the hospital and they're throwing a whole bunch of scans, you can actually say, oh, I know what I'm looking at. Because most of you don't, right? So thanks so much for watching this video. Have an amazing rest of your week ahead. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, wherever you are. I'll talk to you soon.